You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. A South Suffolk man has been accused of assaulting his infant son, leaving the son now brain dead. Macy Eglin has more.
31-year-old Vincent DeStassi of South Suffolk was released from custody after posting bail. He was arraigned today on 2 felony charges and a misdemeanor for the alleged abuse of his infant son, who prosecutors say is now brain dead.
Vincent is beyond distraught. Everyone is heartbroken over this.
DeStassi was arrested after police say his 5-week-old son was brought to the Stony Brook Hospital emergency room by ambulance. Prosecutors say he suffered a fractured rib, a fractured arm, and a brain bleed. An investigation determined his injuries were consistent with abuse, and DeStassi was taken into custody at the hospital. Prosecutors say there's also ring video evidence in the case obtained by police who came to DeStassi's home just down the street here in South Suffolk with a search warrant. Neighbors are shocked to hear of the allegations and say the family is pretty quiet.
That is terrible. We would not expect that because they were just updating their house.
Prosecutors saying, quote, "There's next to nothing separating this case from a homicide."
Injuries could be caused a number of different ways, not necessarily a product of wrongdoing.
DeStassi's family and in-laws were in court supporting him. The judge signed an order of protection for the infant and DeStassi's 2-year-old daughter. He's due back in court February 20th. Reporting for Newsday TV, I'm Macy Eglin.
The funeral for a prominent member of the 9/11 first responder community was held today. Joseph Zadroga died after he was hit by an SUV in a parking lot earlier this month. The 76-year-old helped establish a program in his son's name to compensate those with 9/11 related illnesses. His son was an NYPD detective who died from complications related to Ground Zero. A Smithtown landlord is paying nearly $20 grand to settle housing discrimination claims. Willow Lake Apartments will pay the money to a local nonprofit who says the complex would not rent to people who wanted to use Section 8 housing vouchers. Long Island Housing Services says this violates state and local human rights laws. And if you had Chick-fil-A delivered before or during the pandemic, you may be able to get almost $30 back. The fast food chain settled a class action lawsuit alleging delivery overcharges between 2019 and 2021. Now, the suit says markups were as much as 30%. You can file a claim on deliveryordersettlement.com. And Seacliff's Kate McKinnon is starring in a Super Bowl commercial this year.
Leftover chicken, scallions, cheese. What am I going to make with this? Meow. Mayo.
That's what I heard. Now, the North Shore High School grad says she's excited to raise awareness about food waste in the ad campaign. Super Bowl, of course, takes place on February 11th in Las Vegas. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather right meow, shall we? Tonight, you can see we're in the 30s. Tomorrow, we're near the 40s, but we do have some cloud cover. So take a closer look at tomorrow. You'll see temps are fairly mild. Again, cloud cover overhead, and stick with us to the end of the show to get that 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
Suffolk County could be on the hook for hundreds of millions of dollars thanks to pending lawsuits. Macy Eglin and Vera Chinisi have the story you'll see only in Newsday.
Right now, Suffolk County is facing hundreds of millions of dollars in legal claims. Newsday politics reporter Vera Chinisi is following this story for us. Give us kind of an idea of what a few of these claims are for, because it seems like there's a really big range in them.
Yeah, so there's definitely a big range. One of the largest claims is for ratepayers in the Southwest Sewer District. Basically, the original construction bond was paid off in 2000, but the ratepayers continued to be taxed for that cost for several years after. Another one is tied to the mother of Thomas Valva. She has filed a $200 million lawsuit against the county. Last year, she rejected a $3 million settlement offer, but she has said that she'd be willing to settle for about $30 million.
Is this normal for a county government to be facing lawsuits kind of at this scope?
This is within the range of what you'd expect for a government the size of Suffolk. It's roughly equal to what Nassau is facing. For comparison, New York City paid out about $1 billion for settlements last year. And it's also something that governments anticipate and they budget for. So Suffolk does have ample reserves right now to cover these costs.
So where do we go from here? Because we know a lot of these lawsuits can stretch for a long amount of time. What happens next here?
So it's going to be up to the new administration to decide how they want to handle these. So in the next few months, next few years, we're going to be watching to see what their legal strategy is moving forward.
Okay, keep an eye on it. Thank you very much, Vera.
Now, to read more about Suffolk's pending lawsuits, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. The son of former Jet star Sean Ellis is pursuing his hoop dreams here on Long Island. Carissa Kelman has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
This 6'1" sophomore guard is making a big impact on the Hills East court. And like every young athlete, he has a role model.
I was greatly inspired by him. He used to play basketball when he was younger, and obviously he was a dominant figure on the court and on the field, so I tried to follow in his footsteps.
For Skylar Ellis, it's his father, former NFL defensive end Sean Ellis, who spent 10 years with the New York Jets.
He has a very great potential. He works very hard at the game. The sky's the limit for him.
I love seeing him proud of me. I love seeing him proud of what I'm doing, and I just want to keep doing that.
What does it mean to see your son play on this court?
It means a lot. Like I said, I don't miss a game. I just try to show my support in any way possible. I grew up without having a father, so for me it's extra important to make sure I'm there.
While only a sophomore, Ellis averages 8 points per game and is looking to take his skills to the next level.
I want to play D1 basketball in college somewhere, so I want to keep working to that. But for right now, I feel like I'm in a good position and I can keep growing.
He definitely has to work ethic to do anything in life that he set out to do, and as well as in the classroom as well. He's a high on the road student. For me, I couldn't ask for anything else.
In Dix Hills, Carissa Kelman, Newsday TV.
Now, to read more about Skylar Ellis, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.